Welcome to UNEWS, broadcasted on the University Cable Network of Buena Vista University. In today's news, you will learn about diversity, how a university seminar class is making their mark, and a preview of the wrestling team this year. Keep watching for these campus stories and more. Members from the Higher Learning Commission conducted a site visit on Buena Vista University's campus on Monday, November 1st through Wednesday, November 3rd. The Higher Learning Commission conducts these visits once every 10 years to evaluate the university's application for continued accreditation. The site team praised the quality of their visit, the positive atmosphere on campus, and a variety of aspects of life at B.V.U. The HLC team recommended that B.V.U. be accredited for 10 more years with all the criteria for accreditation met. Buena Vista University has been ranked 33rd nationally in Washington Monthly's 2010 Baccalaureate College Rankings. The rankings are based on the school's contribution to the public good in three broad categories, which are the college or university's performance as an engine of social mobility, how well it promotes scientific and humanistic research, and how the college or university encourages students to give something back to their country. The publication has been released annually since 2006. For more information, go to washingtonmonthly.com and click on 2010 College Rankings. In an effort to give new B.V.U. students a taste of academics, orientation groups this year came up with ideas to move the campus towards increasing their green practices. One group, led by Professor of Communications Beth Lamore, got to see their project come to life in early November.
On Thursday, November 4th, 750 metal water bottles were unpacked in the Harold Walters Sebens Forum and handed out to students and faculty free of charge from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The effort, entitled Bottles for Beavers, was created during orientation weekend by the first-year students in Beth Lamore's university seminar class. Students came up with the idea during the newly created Footprint project, in which every university seminar group made a presentation of a green idea for campus. VP of Academic Affairs, David Evans, felt that the project was a great success.
Well, I'm really proud of the students who did the water bottle project. I basically told them that I would pay for it and gave them some very general rules about how to go about it. You know, how much they could have, how they needed to present it to me, help them do the purchase order to buy the bottles, things like that. But they did it. I mean, they did the whole thing.
The Lamore's group did not go into the finals to present their project to President Fred Moore. Evans felt that the Bottles for Beavers was realistic and affordable enough to be funded through his discretionary budget. Students were put into teams and given the task of organizing how the bottles would be purchased and how the distribution process would work. Lamore was greatly impressed with the hard work that her students put forth to make their project a reality.
We kind of talked about it today in class, even how much we've learned in terms of collaboration and working within a very strict time frame and a very strict budget. We've learned about decision making. We've learned who's a leader and who is more comfortable being in a follower role. With the exception of maybe just 2 or 3 students, everyone has had a very involved role in the process, and that's exactly the whole point of the projects.
Possible future green projects that the university may take action on are low-flow shower heads when Pierce and White halls are remodeled, and small wind turbines that could be installed to produce 20% of the campus's power, depending on the time of year. For UNEWS, I'm Sean Totten.
For more information on the Footprint project and the full interviews with Lamore and Evans, visit our YouTube channel at UNEWS Now. AWOL, which is Buena Vista's alternative spring break program, has 3 exciting trips this year. Jamera Payne, a sophomore at B.V., is the student coordinator and has designed 3 new trips for this year. The first is to Washington, D.C., where the focus of this trip is to help the hunger and the homeless. The second trip is concerned with children and poverty, but the location of this trip is a mystery. And the third trip is a trip to the Gulf Coast disaster relief in Pensacola, Florida. To find out more information, you can go to the Buena Vista website. Discrimination has been a popular and heated topic lately on the B.V. campus. But where does it come from? Let's take a step back and look into diversity and how it is perceived with the UNEWS reporter, Jessie Fluke.
Diversity is all about differences. It doesn't matter whether the difference is race, religion, sex, or culture. Diversity is everywhere you look. The problem is that people define it differently and react to it differently. Everyone's reactions vary, and unfortunately, sometimes people get hurt. Buena Vista University tries to promote diversity as a positive aspect to college experiences. It is thought to help the students learn and broaden their horizons. This may be why BV is home to several organizations that educate and positively promote differences. Some of these organizations include Students of Diverse Populations, Time Out, and Amnesty International. These groups have held and will hold events that educate about diversity.
You can't help the fact that there is diversity here, and I feel like the only way that we can move on in our society is if we realize that there's always going to be people different than you, and you have to either change or live with that as a person in order to progress in your life.
Recent issues on campus have made individuals realize their own definitions of diversity. Groups like Amnesty International are moved so much by the topic that a whole meeting was devoted to discussion. In the meeting, participants expressed why they think diversity is important.
It just brings new ideas to it brings different ideas to awareness. You could have just one sole perspective if you are in a community that isn't diverse, because that's the only thing you know.
Diversity will always be around us and can be taken positively or negatively. It will continue to be a part of Buena Vista University. For UNEWS, I'm Jessie Fluke.
To read more about diversity and discrimination, check out the Special Tolerance issue of the TAC at tac.bvu.edu. On Thursday, November 11th at 8:15 p.m., the campus of Buena Vista will be visited by Devin T. Robinson, who will give a presentation that is titled, "It's Not About Chris Brown." This is a Student Life ACES using comedy and drama to do a workshop on domesticated violence. There will be personal stories and scenarios used to talk about violence that happens too much in today's society. The event will be in Anderson Auditorium, and for more information, you can contact Tom Mussel. With Buena Vista's fall sports coming to an end, the winter sports teams on Buena Vista campus begin to prepare for their seasons. For head wrestling coach Savon Cole, a new year means new faces on the mats, new team chemistry, and new mentality. This year, there are 13 new wrestlers on the team, along with 2 returning national qualifiers and various other returning wrestlers. Coming back this year for his final season of B.V.U wrestling is senior Cody Schultz. Also returning this year for their sophomore year wrestling season are Brian Brull, a national qualifier, and Austin Mogg, an All-American who placed 5th in the national tournament. B.V.U welcomes Mike Baradesco, a junior from Iowa Lakes Community College who also qualified for nationals last year. When asked about the upcoming season, Coach Cole stated that they are looking forward to getting the competition part of the season underway. He went on to say that being in the practice room is one thing to measure the team's ability, but there is nothing like real competition against other wrestlers. B.V.U wrestlers continue to train day in and day out, gearing up for their first non-conference meet against Dakota Wesleyan, which will be held on November 17th. KBVU, your campus radio station, is hosting another exciting concert on the campus of BV on Saturday, November 20th at 7 p.m. 5 bands will compete for a $350 prize and the chance to be the opening band for EdgeFest 2011 in May. Admission is free for BVU students with a $6 door charge for community members. Proceeds from the concert help fund EdgeFest and the charities that EdgeFest gives back to. For more information, visit their Facebook page at KBVU The Edge. Thank you for watching UNEWS from the campus of Buena Vista University. To learn more about these stories or to see previous broadcasts, go to YouTube.com/UNEWSNOW and tune in to UNEWS next time for more campus happenings.